Loud. All right, cool. We'll hit the go live now button. All right, we are live with Coach Gunther. Klaus. What's up, Garage Gym Revolution? Thank you so much for being here. If you are here with us live, hashtag live in the comments. If you are here watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments. As you know, we are doing a 5-day live stream with our active clients in the Garage Gym Revolution. We've got a really special guest. He's a really close friend of mine. His name is Gunther. Klaus. He does things completely different. And he has implemented our strategies from the get-go. He also has a personal understanding of my own growth. So if he happens to reveal any juicy details about our history together, that's going to be on him. But to celebrate Gunther being here, to celebrate his wins, hashtag level up in the comments. Just so you know, halfway through this, we're going to make you a super sexy offer that you're not going to want to miss out, because it's not going to happen again until 2022. And our goal for all of you watching this, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, is to help you beat the inevitable December slump and go into the holidays with more cash in your pocket than you've ever had. So hashtag level up for Gunther. If I had my siren, we would give you some of those. But first and foremost, A, Gunther, thank you so much for being here. And B, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Go as far back as you want, and tell us about the history of your business, where it started and where it is now.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you for having me in this. I'm passionate about expressing my gratitude for this program. So I'll go back to the beginning of where you and I met, which was at Equinox. We were both personal trainers. I don't know if I've ever actually told you this, but I looked up to you immensely, especially because I watched you walk in and basically go from no clients to double my clients in a matter of months. And it blew my mind. You were using some foot pad thing, and I was just like, who is this guy? But yes, you and I worked together then. And I had always had my foot kind of in the CrossFit space. It is a passion of mine. I love coaching bigger classes. And being able to work in those two spaces, I think I had a nice view into a bit of a polarized position, I guess you could say, of the CrossFit world and the personal training world. And I brought those things together in my own head to create some of the things that I've done. So moving away from Equinox, I created this program called Strength and Mechanics, which I then turned into my full business. And it is essentially marrying those two kind of separate aspects of fitness that all need to come together, right? The flaws that are inside the CrossFit world, the flaws that are inside of the training world. And that's also, of course, what the Garage Gym Revolution does, which is why I love it so much. And so fast forward, I've done the in-person one-on-one, I've done the in-person multi on one, me, and then I've done a bit of the online work. And COVID essentially thrusted me into fully online. At first, all of us were locked up, and I thought it'd be fun to essentially host some group classes via Zoom. I was doing it already. I knew how to do it. And I figured, hey, everyone's going to be at home for at least a little bit of time. Let's teach them how to do some strength and mechanics type stuff instead of just random fitness follow-alongs. And that grew into an aspect of my business that I'm very proud of today called In-House. I also then found out a very close family member was diagnosed with cancer. So I shifted my entire life over to the other side of the country. And that was kind of the real impetus for why or how I got into 100% online. So to be clear, I am probably as you said, a different breed of GGR, of Garage Gym Gorilla, or GGG. And everything I do is online. But that is where I am now, and I am basically remote coaching. I don't love that term. I also really don't like the term life coaching, but the reality is I'm doing a lot of life coaching around fitness so that the clients I've always wanted to help with outside of the gym walls with their nutrition, their sleep, and their stress, I'm getting all that in with this remote coaching, right? And then the in-house is, as I explained, some group classes via Zoom online, which is your favorite thing in the world.
If you can't tell, I hate Zoom training by Gunther's laughter. But why I really am so excited that you're here is because you are one of the few exclusive online coaches that are in our program, and people that come to us looking for online help, I typically refer them out to other coaches just because it's such a different breed of business. And most online coaches, if I'm being fair, and if you're watching this live and you disagree with this, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. I am not referring to you necessarily, but most online coaches think that it's going to be an easier way to be successful in the fitness industry, and it's not. It's a desk job. And that's something that I recognize, is that a lot of them don't care about the fitness stuff. They care about the easy stuff. And it's a completely different industry. You might as well sell insurance from your desk if you want to do that. But you have had a lot of success as an online coach because you care about the in-person stuff. You care about the corrective stuff. You care about making people better athletes, better performers, like better human beings. And that's why you've been so successful, and why your aspirations and has grown to such new levels with your corporate wellness adventure, which we may touch upon a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see how you've been able to work through the program, work with us, help our coaches as well with their own online offerings, because we don't necessarily say don't do it. We just have it as a separate offer within our program, but also like focus on the growth of the human being and not on the ease of the job, because it really isn't. And when you have a coach like you who is a rock star, anybody who's watching this, if you value in-person training, the better you are as an in-person training, the better you're going to be as an online trainer. And if you want to do both, that's fine. You're going to have to pick your lane. Gunther was able to pick his lane and do it with a lot of success. So we're really grateful to have you in our program, continuously providing new insight, providing new strategies, providing new value. You are more than just a Garage Gym client, and more than just a gorilla, more than just a friend of mine. You're a true contributor to this group. It's really awesome to have you. So, yeah, of course. Thank you. And what I would like to learn is where you were before the Garage Gym Revolution launch. If I'm being clear with everybody watching this, again, if you're watching this live, hashtag live in the comments below, hashtag level up for Gunther being here to share some insight on the program. We're going to do a little Q&A with Gunther at the end. So if you have any questions about his business or his experience with us, please do not hesitate to ask any questions. No questions off limits for Gunther. Let us just know that we're here so we can shout you out. But I do want to know, since you've been here from the get-go, Gunther was here as I was like forming my idea of the Garage Gym Revolution, one of the first clients to actually join, even though it took him a while and he went through other programs, which we'll get into. Michael, what's up, man? Glad you're here. Give us some insight on where you were before Garage Gym Revolution entered your world.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of kind of the typical personal trainer grind stuff, trying to get more clients and trying to squeeze more dollars out of those more clients. And I was running into an issue that I never thought I'd have, which was hitting a ceiling of, I have no more hours in the day. I cannot possibly fathom charging more dollars per session. And I am falling into this like 9 to 5 pattern, if you will. It's way worse than a 9 to 5, right? It's like a 5 to 9 pattern. Yeah. And it is exactly what I wanted to get away from, why I never joined the corporate world. And I found myself being frustrated with the fact that I was essentially banging my head against the wall. And honestly, the most frustrating thing for me in that kind of era was that the value of my coaching was diminished greatly, because I couldn't even do my own laundry. I was so booked up with things, and I was kind of flying through sessions like a zombie.
Yeah. And together, I've had a lot of insight. Andrew, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. I've had a lot of insight on your business and the struggles that you've seen. And for anybody who's watching this, they do need to know that you, like, even though you've seen me grow and been a part and a huge contributing factor to our program over the past year, like, you weren't in our program from the get-go. You're just like, that's cool that you're doing it, and I'm gonna go do some other things. And so you attempted a lot of other coaching programs. You hired different coaches, you took some other courses. So can you give us some insight as to why, while you're working through the rat race and struggling to like find clarity in your business, why those coaching programs might not have helped you?
Yeah, absolutely. I spent literally tens of thousands of dollars on these coaching programs, and each one of them I entered with sort of a promise and perhaps a naive hope that I was essentially going to tell them all my problems and have all my problems solved in, one quick 3-month course, whatever it was. The reality was I entered into these high ticket coaching programs and got a high ticket Kajabi account where I watched videos. And while that can be amazing because you can learn from it, I did not feel like I had any support like I do in GGR, right? I wasn't able to reach out with extra questions. It was like submitting a form, waiting, maybe getting back from X person. Then the next time I submit a question, getting a response back from Y. And there's no history tracked by the same person, right? So I don't feel like I'm creating a connection. And there really wasn't any specificity to me. I did not feel valued as an individual, other than my individual dollars that I handed over.
Yeah.
So, that's really harping on these programs, and that's not necessarily my entire experience, but the difference between all my experiences with these other coaches and other programs was I felt like kind of a cog in the wheel of this big master machine. And within GGR, I feel like a family member. I feel like a well-respected individual who has, the same issues, but they're treated as they are my own, right? The support is incredible. The full access to, oh my gosh, I have a concern here. Can someone help me with this? It's not just you responding out, right? I have kind of a community that is dealing with the exact same thing, that I can bounce back and forth with and get help from.
Awesome. That's good to know. And I want to touch upon that for anybody considering any coach. Imagine what your clients are going through, what your referrals are going through, what people are like in your world who you're trying to bring in. If like support is the biggest thing, right? What do Fit Pros do better than anybody else? It's provide the accountability that people need to see results. And when hiring people, like that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for somebody who sees us, meets us where we are, and takes us to where we want to go. Man, somebody write that down. Hashtag level up. Sees us, meets us where we are, takes us to where we want to go. Right.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And like in a program like ours, we do our best to be as clear, as open, as honest, and also like as giving as we can. And it's really a shame that you had a negative experience in other worlds, but I see that you want to touch upon something else.
Yeah, if I could touch on that specifically, that awesome new line, meeting you where you are is the most differentiating and important aspect of GGR versus the other ones, right? Because everyone wants shiny object, and all these other coaching programs are like, okay, we're going to take you from pain to shiny object, and we're going to do it this fast and right away. The reality is people show up to this program at different stages. And what you guys do so incredibly well is actually assess what level, what stage you're at. And the progression is such, right? Just like a good coach, it's not 200-pound barbell and you want 400 here. I'm going to roll you a 400-pound bar, deal with it. It's really, okay, we need to play around in the 180s and move to the 200s. And of course I'm going in a super analogous here as I always do, but it's really the differentiator. And it's something I appreciate immensely because you guys are able to see exactly where we are and what is the realistic step that's going to build momentum, build pride, build excitement, and keep us going.
Awesome. And those of you who are watching, again, level up for Gunther, hashtag level up. If you're live, hashtag replay. Any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat for Gunther as well. Gunther, is it cool if people reach out to you if they have any questions? I'll make sure to tag him here as well. I know that Gunther is speaking really highly of this program, but this is not a brag session for the Garage Gym Revolution. Gunther is here for a reason, and that reason is to tell you about his journey. And I want you guys who are watching this to see like the language that he's using and how our coaching program has related to him, right? And what that all boils down to is messaging, right? If your messaging aligns with your audience, like you're going to pick up clients like I have, right? Like Gunther, like Michael who's watching, like Stacy's who's watching, like all of our Garage Gym Revolution clients. Like the language that you're using is the kind of relatability that you're looking for to attract the right people in your life who are going to be with you forever, who are going to be giving you these testimonials, who are going to be happy to share your wealth. So I don't want you to think that it's a brag session. This is a relatable opportunity for you all to think about like, okay, where is this man Gunther, right? Where was he? How did he get to where he is now? And where is he going to go? right? And it all has to do with like the people, the support system that he has and the support system that he gives to his clients. So it's really valuable for you guys to be here and really digest this stuff, not for the Garage Gym Revolution, but for you guys. Josh, hashtag level up. Thanks for being here, man. And again, I really do appreciate you being here, Gunther. So you touched upon this a little bit, and I already know what your favorite part of the program is, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is the thing about what we do that stands out that probably isn't made available anywhere else?
Yeah, my favorite thing in the world, this hands-on coaching. So every week, Evan does a hands-on, which is essentially getting into the nitty-gritty of training and of assessments and manual muscle therapy or manual muscle testing and therapy, right? And this seems like such an obvious, simple thing to include in a personal training or personal business development for coaching, right? Or training of any kind. However, it's something that you don't see in any other program. One of my biggest insecurities and issues when I started as a personal trainer was looking around and thinking that every other personal trainer knew 10 times as much as I did. And going through, we worked at Equinox. I'm assuming we're allowed to drop that knowledge.
Yeah.
And we went through EFTI. When I went through EFTI, I finally got like some sort of leveled playing field where I understood like, okay, I don't know nothing. And these guys also don't know a ton of stuff that I might not know. But then being out in the wild, you are constantly compared to Instagram, Facebook, whatever else. And it's really hard to understand if your skills need improvement. This is the number one thing, right? Like every week I'm learning at least a little piece here and there, if not a mind-blowing understanding of some concept that I thought I understood years ago. It's really, really helpful. And that translates to such a better business, if not only for the reason that I feel more confident in my abilities as a coach.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's why we started implementing it. So for those of you who are not aware, we are going to take a quick commercial break because this is a perfect time to touch upon exactly what we do and how we can help you grow. So in the Garage Gym Revolution, our program is 16 weeks long normally. And I hope you guys are okay with this commercial break because the offer is killer. We are now offering a 30-day money back guarantee and a results-based guarantee on 20 weeks of the program. So instead of 16 weeks, you actually get 20 full weeks at no extra cost. We want to make sure that we are guaranteeing you a return on your investment and also a successful holiday season so that you are stacked when coming into the new year. So if you want that, it's all about hashtag level up the way that Gunther has in the comments below so that you can reach out to me later and I can follow up with you. And what we do in our program is really build better trainers. And this is what has made me do what I want to do. The marketing stuff is awesome. The sales stuff is awesome. But the thing that made me good as a coach was my curiosity. I was always really interested in being better. And that's why Gunther and I immediately, well, not immediately, but once we got to know each other and got over our egos, right, clicked and became super close, was Gunther was always concerned with being better, period. Every single day, Gunther strives to be a better coach, not just make more money, not just get more sessions, not just pick up more clients. Gunther wants to be better. And in our program, we have open coaching support hour. We have a copywriting lesson, which is unique to our program as well, where we teach people how to be better with their words, which is killer for your messaging if you're doing any kind of marketing whatsoever, organic or paid. Jeff, what's up, man? Glad to have you here, right? And in addition to the copywriting clinic, we have our hands-on approach. This is assessment skills. This is consultation skills. And these skills are the things that are going to give you the confidence in order to be a better coach, right? If I told you right now, hey, go sell that Ferrari, right, for $100,000, you probably have no problem doing that. But if I told you, hey, go sell that Honda Civic for $100,000, you might have difficulty doing that unless you are able to really understand the value of that car to the right person, right? Understanding the utility of that vehicle, understanding why a Civic should also be worth $100,000. That doesn't happen by looking at the car. That happens by being better at your damn job. Stacey Banks, thanks for being here. Hashtag level up, appreciate that. And so I know that's a crappy analogy, but if you really understand like that level of growth, it goes beyond how do I get more eyeballs? It goes to how do I be better so that people, when they come in to see me, have no reason to say no, right? No, yeah, no reason to say no. Like every single thing that you are providing them is of such immense value that they're just like, holy crap, how am I so lucky to find this person? And those are the skills that you really embody in our program, which is really awesome. So in addition to that, we also have our sales meeting. But again, the hands-on approach is really where we shine. So again, if you're interested in that, hashtag level up in the comments, whether you're live, hashtag live, or watching the replay, hashtag replay. 16 weeks, 20 weeks. I'm sorry, it's a 20-week for 16 weeks for our program, results-based guarantee, money-back guarantee within 30 days. That's the end of my commercial break. You will not hear me pitch at all. The rest is all about Gunther. And I want to talk about two more things. I got two more questions for you, Gunther. If I do remember correctly, you hit your first $22,000 month not too long ago. And I know that for a lot of people, that's like, holy crap, I made so much money, but you had a different feeling. And I think we had similar feelings when we hit really big numbers in our month. So I want to learn what that feeling was like for you and where you saw yourself growing from there.
Yeah. Oh man, that's actually that's a very interesting question. I saw that number come up in my invoices, and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good enough. It felt like okay, finally I'm playing a game, right? Finally I'm here. I've gotten off the bench, but like, let's go. It's not enough. Let's go to the next step. And you know, I hate to admit that, but it's the reality of the situation. You're always hunting for more. You're always after more. And that was, a couple months ago, many months ago now. I don't know when that was, November, December. And now I'm feeling more like, okay, it's not necessarily about that dollar amount. It's about the value amount. It's about the impact amount. And that sounds extremely cliche, but it is true, right? I now feel like, okay, cool. I'm making this, but I'm hidden inside my little community. I'm ready to take this to more people, to help more people. And I never felt like that as a coach and a trainer back in the day. I do now because I feel like I have some really solid value to provide.
Man, what you just said is so powerful. If you guys are watching this, that might be the biggest piece of gold that anybody has dropped in a coaching meeting. So you need to go rewind this, rewatch the replay, because what Gunther just said really touches upon why he's so successful. And so Gunther and I, when we had our first big months, we had the exact same feeling, which is like, what now? We had felt like we hit a ceiling. And then it was a step back from that, like, okay, great. Like I hit my financial goal. I should be like celebrating, taking a vacation, right? And really it was like, okay, now I can actually do something with this, right? Now what is the real question? It's like, okay, I hit my financial goal. Like the next goal isn't more money. The next goal is like, how do I optimize my time? How do I give back? How do I provide more value? And for those of you who are struggling under 5K months, like these are the questions you need to ask yourself when you're not charging enough, when you're not marketing enough, when you're not leveling up your skills. Like, what are you lacking, not personally, but what can't you provide to others? What can't you do for your family? What can't you do for your clients? Like, what new skills can't you learn because you're struggling? And that's really, really insightful for you to have recognized once you hit a really killer month. $20,000, $22,000 a month is freaking phenomenal, especially when you have no overhead, right? Like that's a killer month. But to take a step back from that and be like, the goal isn't money. The goal is the value that I can provide my audience. Like that's really, really insightful. And so I'm very excited that we share that sentiment and that you were willing to share that with the community. So thank you for that. So I'm going to open this up before we have our last question, because our last question is going to be obvious. If anybody has any questions for Gunther, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat right now. Again, Gunther is a multi-six-figure online coach. He's been with us for over a year right now. He's provided so much insight for our clients. He's actually hosted some coaching meetings for some of us. And he just is a truly remarkable coach who's always concerned about being better. And his success obviously shows that. So if you have questions for him on his journey or on his path with us, do not hesitate to drop those comments in comments below this right now. Again, just shouting him out if you're catching this. If you haven't done so yet, level up. It's for Gunther. It's for you. We're here for your support. I'm going to give people an opportunity to write any comments they might have. I'm also going to tag you when we end this video. But one last question for you, Gunther. If there's anybody that's watching this that might be on the fence with booking a strategy session with us, what would you say to them?
I would ask them why they think they're on the fence. If they can come up with that and articulate that answer, it's probably going to be as insightful as it needs to be for the truth, right? But of course, as a further enticement, holy cow, that that commercial break, it's a no-brainer. So I guarantee, I don't know why you wouldn't try. I told someone else who's actually a really incredible part of this program now as well, Chase, back in the day when he was on the fence, and he reached out to me, and I essentially told him, like, look, if you're eager to find answers and you're willing to put in the work, this is a no-brainer. If you could honestly say that maybe perhaps you don't want to do the work and you're looking for someone else to do it for you, first of all, no one's going to help you. But second of all, this won't, right?
Yeah.
Any other thing, the support is there. The answers are there. And if they're not there for some crazy reason, one of the most spectacular things about TGR is that someone will find them for you because they care. Awesome.
That is one of our tenets, and hopefully a tenet that you share with your clients and that all of our Garage Gym Gorillas share with their clients, right? The things that separate us are that we care more than the other guys. And so I thank you for sharing that. Anybody, if you have any questions for Gunther, we're about to sign off, but I'm gonna tag him in a comment below. Do not hesitate to reach out to him. He's an open book. If you have any questions for me about the program, feel free to message me as well. Thank you guys for showing up live. We're gonna be back tomorrow with another Q&A. Gunther, that was awesome. Please hang back for a couple minutes. Everybody else, I will see you in 24 hours. Adios. Say bye, Gunther.
Bye.
And we are ended.
Sweet,
man. That was awesome.
I love when you and I chat and then you go into your presenting voice and I'm just like, whoa.
My presenting voice?
Presenting voice.
Oh, presenting voice.
Yes. It's like, okay, we're gonna do this together. Hey, what's up, guys?
You gotta take it up to 11, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
100%.
Did it go? Oh shit, I'm still recording. Let me stop that.